can take at most what they call 4C, 4 times the capacity. You know, if it's a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, which would be 4 amp hour, you can quick charge it at up to 16 amps, but no more than that. And that would be like fully charged in 15 minutes. But a lot of those, I don't want to call them cheap, but less than expensive lithium-ion cells can't handle a 4C rate.
Net.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KDA-BYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2,389 with a release date of Friday, August 11th, 2023 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is AQST. The controversy over finance trading over shortwave heats up. Voyager 2's antenna is fixed, and a bigger role for amateur radio on the African continent. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2,389 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, amateur radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Union, Kentucky, Here's Neil Rapp, WB9 VPG.
Our top story revisits the controversial proposal to make shortwave frequencies available to financial traders. A second FCC comment period is about to come to an end as we hear from Jim Dameron, N8 TMW.
Although the U.S. Federal Communications Commission has closed the window for initial comments on the business group's petition to make shortwave frequencies available to high-frequency traders, the period to file reply comments, responses to the original set of comments, remains open until August 15th. The stakes remain high on both sides of the issue, even as the ARRL said in its own filing to the FCC that the potential for destructive interference from the nearby 20,000-watt signals could be tremendous. While the proposal from the Shortwave Modernization Coalition does not include the amateur band, the ARRL believes the suggested protections against interference from the traders on the nearby bands will be ineffective. An article in the Wall Street Journal published on the 4th of August quoted amateurs around the United States who expressed their fears. The journal also spoke to the traders group, who described those concerns as exaggerated. The traders have said they need the frequency so financial transactions can take place as quickly as possible. They said that transferring data at the speed of light is a far more efficient method than using methods such as fiber optic cable employed in intercontinental data transfers. Some hams have also expressed concern that if this petition succeeds, it will open the door for future petitions seeking trader access for parts of the spectrum presently used by hams. The traders group has said it has no interest in the amateur frequencies, however. As the days tick down to the reply comment deadline, the FCC told the Wall Street Journal, "We appreciate the importance of amateur radio and make every effort to ensure spectrum uses do not interfere with each other." This is Jim Dameron, N8 TMW.
2 degrees of separation stood between NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft and its ability to communicate with the Earth due to a faulty command in July that changed the critical orientation of its antenna, but now that's been fixed from a distance of more than 12 billion miles. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, has been following that story.
It was a long shot, as long as the stretch of 12 billion miles. But NASA's Deep Space Network sent a command from its highest power transmitter in Canberra, Australia, in an attempt to correct the 2-degree shift of the antenna that had knocked the space probe out of contact with the Earth last month. Their attempt worked. The space agency took a literal shot in the dark on Wednesday, August 2nd, but believed it was essential to reestablish communications with the probe, which was launched into interstellar space 46 years ago. The command had traveled the distance, taking more than 18 hours to deliver its message. In another 18 and a half hours after that, NASA was celebrating its success. NASA compared the transmission to an interstellar shout, one that worked. The agency said in an update afterward that Voyager 2 had returned to normal operation, sending science and telemetry data as before. It is expected to remain on its intended trajectory. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
There is nothing quiet or low power about the enthusiasm that QRP operators have for this challenging mode. In fact, the love of QRP is what's powering the revival of one relatively inactive QRP club in the United States. Here's Cell MB KB3TZD with the details.
It's been a while since the New Jersey QRP Club has been operating at full power. The club, that is, not the hams themselves, who prefer to transmit with the traditional settings of 5 watts or less. The club's NJQRP Skeeter Hunt, a popular QRP activity, has remained active even after the club itself went dormant in 2016. Now there's an ongoing effort to bring new life into the beloved old club, which hit its stride among QRP clubs in the early 2000s. Old and new members have begun gathering on a newly created Facebook page for the club, and a groups.io mailing list is providing a place for an introduction of members and exchange of ideas. If you are an avid QRP operator or want to explore the experience with like-minded hams, begin by becoming a recipient of the club's email list. You can get on the list by sending an email to Larry, W2LJ, at W2LJQRP@gmail.com. You don't have to live in New Jersey to participate. This is Cell MB, KB3TZD.
The hurricane season is still going strong in parts of the United States, and so is the need for control operators for the Hurricane Watch Net. Randy Sly, W4XJ, tells us how to get involved.
As the Atlantic hurricane season enters its second month, Bobby Graves, KB5HAV, manager of the Hurricane WatchNet, is sending out a CQ for new net control operators. These operators are critical to the mission of providing ground truth weather reports for the National Hurricane Center in Miami. Bobby said he is especially looking for bilingual operators who are fluent in Spanish and English or French Creole and English, as many of the areas threatened by hurricanes speak those languages. Net control stations don't need to live in a hurricane-endangered area. In fact, given propagation and safety, it is beneficial to live farther away. Not everyone who applies is accepted. New net control stations must also serve a probationary period under the supervision of the net training officer to learn the HWN operating procedures, tune their operating skills, and help remove any undesirable operating practices. As Bobby told AR Newsline, the heritage of the Hurricane WatchNet is built upon service during extreme conditions. We are looking for men and women who can operate in a professional manner and accept the challenges emergency services personnel face every day, specifically with long hours and unpredictable schedules. Interested amateur radio operators can find out more at hwn.org. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
A new agreement between the African Telecommunication Union and the International Amateur Radio Union is being hailed as a landmark agreement on the African continent. Jason Daniels, VK2 LAW, has those details.
Praising ham radio for its responsiveness in a crisis, the Secretary-General of the African Telecommunications Union signed an agreement with the International Amateur Radio Union advocating for expanded use of ham radio during emergencies in African nations. The agreement places a special emphasis on ham radio's role in the 51 African countries that belong to the ATU. Both organisations pledged to cooperate when preparing for and responding to crises. A large part of the pact involves coordinating workshops and training programs and stepping up promotion of science, technology, engineering and mathematics education in Africa through the use of amateur radio. Sylvain Nazarian, F4GKR, the president of IARU Region 1, said that the agreement would also have an impact on regulatory changes that are needed for amateur radio in Africa. As he signed the pact, he told those in attendance, quote, "This is our first step in initiating a collaborative approach that is keen to find solutions and to ensure a conducive environment for amateur radio operations in the region," end quote. This is Jason Daniels, VK2 LAW.
A former member of the Ham Nation podcast team and an occasional reporter for Amateur Radio Newsline has become a silent key. According to an online obituary, Cheryl Lassick Russell, K9BIK, died unexpectedly in her sleep on Thursday, the 27th of July. Viewers of the Ham Nation program, formerly seen on twit.tv, will remember Cheryl as having been part of the team many years ago. She also contributed reports to the newscast here on Amateur Radio Newsline. Cheryl had been a member of the North Shore Radio Club, NS9RC, and Lake County Racing. A native of Deerfield, Illinois, Cheryl was 66. Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the WM9W repeater in Chicago, Illinois, on Tuesdays at midnight, local time, during the Nightcrawler's Net. The Radio Society of Great Britain isn't changing the location's name to the National Radio and Amateur TV Center, but yes, visitors are seeing some very visible changes and a television screen in a new permanent display there.
Amateur Radio TV has become the newest attraction at the National Radio Centre in Bletchley Park, where visitors can interact with a touchscreen and select signals to be received from the geostationary satellite QO100. The signals are being transmitted from the wideband segment. The television configuration was created with the help of the British Amateur Television Club, and it allows visitors to see the signals decoded and displayed on a large monitor. The satellite's wideband transponder has downlinks between 10491 MHz and 10498 MHz and uses horizontal polarization. The exhibit is part of a permanent display at the Radio Centre. The RSGB credits Justin G8YTZ with its design and for assisting the BATV Club with the configuration. This is Jeremy Bucci for NJH.
The Eurosat Sat-1 Pocket Cube satellite of Spain's National Amateur Radio Society needs your help. More specifically, the satellite's antennas need your help. Launched on June 12th and sent into orbit on June 22nd, the satellite has been unable to deploy them. Even with limited antenna capabilities, Eurosat-1 has been able to send CW, telemetry, and SSTV images, but a solution is needed so the issue can be remedied. The URE is reaching out to groups that may have a VHF station powerful enough to transmit a successful request to the satellite's antenna system to deploy. Additional details about the satellite can be found by visiting the link that appears in the text version of this week's Newsline report at arnewsline.org. Do your QSOs inspire poetry? Is there a haiku perhaps waiting to be written about the last QSL card you got? Join the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. In the spirit of fun and perhaps a little bit of literary adventure, we invite you to share the joy of ham radio in the form of a haiku. On our website, arnewsline.org, you will find a submission form. To qualify, you need to follow traditional haiku form. First line is 5 syllables, the second line is 7 syllables, and the finishing third line has another 5 syllables. We cannot accept any other formats. Our team will pick from the best submissions that follow the 575-syllable rule and represent the love of amateur radio. Your prize, for now, it's bragging rights and a featured spot for your haiku on the Amateur Radio Newsline website. We may have a surprise for you at the end of the year, however, so visit our website at arnewsline.org and take a look at this week's winning ham radio haiku. In the world of DX, be listening for the call sign HL78V through to the end of August. Members of the Korean Amateur Radio League's Chunbuk headquarters are on the air marking the 78th anniversary of the liberation of Korea from Japan. QSL via 6K0MF. Listen for TM0BSM, the call sign being used by a team of German operators on the air from the lighthouse at Berck-sur-Mer, France, between the 16th and 21st of August, which indicates the International Lighthouse and Lightship Weekend on the 19th and 20th. They will be using CW sideband and digital modes on the HF bands. They will also be using the QO100 satellite. QSL via Logbook of the World only. In French Polynesia, Eric F4FJH will be operating from Moria, IOTA number OC046, using the call sign FO/F4FJH until the 22nd of August. QSL to his home call. In Belgium, the members of the Radio Amateur Club Deist ON4DST will be on the air as special event station ON38IOF on the 12th and 13th of August from the 38th International Old Timer Fly and Drive-In. QSL via ON7QC. Many of us have heard that there is an art as well as a science to amateur radio. For our final story this week, we explore the art side. It's a project by a radio amateur in Canada created with the support of the Canada Council for the Arts.
Radio is an art form for Amanda Dawn Christie, VE9OHM, who has created a multimedia experience, a music and image duet of sorts, using research instruments at the HARP Ionospheric Research Facility in Alaska. This mix of ionospheric audio and imagery, created with the help of air glow experiments, is a citizen science experiment to explore propagation. Amanda expects that when it gets on the air on Monday, August 14th at 0330 UTC, the 1-hour transmission will be well received.
Indeed, the program known as Ghosts in the Airglow is expected to be received and decoded by hams and shortwave listeners around the world using software-defined radio. There will also be a live stream for those who want the experience but have neither the equipment nor the expertise to set up reception. Amanda's website, ghostsintheairglow.space, gives minute-by-minute breakdowns of the various movements of the transmitted piece on various frequencies of the 9 megahertz band. The 10 segments contain propagation experiments, poetry readings, vocal performances, recordings of Arctic wolves, and a saxophone improvisation for starters. The website also gives information on how to download and install some of the free open-source software that will permit slow-scan TV and narrowband TV to be decoded in real time. You can also find earlier presentations of Ghosts in the Airglow archived online from 2019 and 2022. Find a link to the transmission schedule and frequencies in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. Amanda says on her page on QRZ.com, quote, "I make art with the electromagnetic spectrum, mostly with light and radio waves," end quote. Once again, the world will be looking and listening. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
We have an important message for our audience. Please note that Amateur Radio Newsline does not send out unsolicited emails. We never have. We only send specific responses to requests for contact submitted via the form on our website. If you have a piece of amateur radio news that you think Newsline would be interested in, send it on. We're not talking about advertising your club's upcoming Hamfest or field day participation, but something that's out of the ordinary. If so, send us a brief overview via the contact page at arnewsline.org. And if it's newsworthy and we'd like to cover it, we'll get back to you for more details. With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, Associated Press, Bobby Graves, KB5HAV, British Amateur TV Club, Congdon Funeral Home, CQ Magazine, David Behar, K7TV, 425DX News, the FCC, Ghosts in the Air Glow website, George Dewar, VY2GF, IARU Region 1, NASA, Radio Society of Great Britain, shortwaveradio.de, space.com, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT, at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9VPG in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3, and as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2023, all rights reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 10 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is John and my call is W03X. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information to enhance net operating practices and to keep members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. We will start with announcements and then ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that is complete, I'll take check-ins, call signs only, 5 at a time, and confirming each call, 1 at a time. Then I'll correspond with those 5 check-ins and ask for 5 more. And when it starts to taper down, then I'll go 1 at a time. If you are a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call repeated phonetically, followed by your name and your location. When all check-ins have been worked, I will repeat the announcements and then give one last call for check-ins. We also operate a band exploration net at 9:30 p.m. after this net. The approximate frequencies are posted on our webpage, www.cfarc.org, and tonight at 9:30 we will be on 10 meters at approximately 28.360 megahertz. Please join us if you have the equipment. Here are the announcements. The next meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club will be the picnic. So go to www.cfarc.org and look for the sign up for the picnic. We need to have this information pretty soon so that we know what all food quantity to purchase. The sign-in has how many adults and how many children and how many of each type of food that you expect, and also bring one side item to share with everybody. And let's see, so that is August 23rd in Waterworks Park. Let's see, so the other announcements are this Wednesday, that's August 16th at 7 p.m. is a Hamfest committee meeting. Everybody in the club is invited to attend, and we need to get more committee members on that Hamfest committee. So there is a link on our calendar, and there in the announcement it has 2 email addresses to choose from to contact about becoming a Hamfest committee member. One is mine, wo3x@cfarc.org, so feel free to contact me about becoming a Hamfest committee member. Again, that Zoom meeting will be 7 p.m. This Wednesday, and the link is in the calendar. Then at 8 p.m. this Wednesday is another Zoom meeting, and it is about W1AW/8, where for, let's see, I forget the dates, I think it's August 30th to September 5th, we operate as W1AW/8, and the presentation will tell us about how to log and submit our contacts as W1AW/8. Again, that's it. That's at 8 p.m. August 16th on Zoom. So please attend that so that we can make a lot of contacts for Ohio as W1AW. I think that's all that I have in a way of announcements at this time. Let's see. So, with that, is there any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club? Please call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
Katie 8VYT.
Katie 8VYT, yeah, go ahead with your announcement about the baseball game tickets.
What are you, a mind reader? Anyway, September 2nd, 7:05 is the start of the baseball game at Canal Park Stadium with the Akron Rubber Ducks. I almost said Arrows. And the Sarah Club is putting this on. Well, putting it on, I don't know. But I set it up. And if you want to go to the baseball game for $12 a seat, you can go to the Sarah Club website. That's w8wky.org. And there's a link there to sign up, pay for, and print out your tickets. It is a fireworks night, so that adds to the excitement. If you have any questions, you can give me a call or email me, which are both available, I believe, on QRZ and rosters for both clubs, Sarah Club and Seafart Club. So last I looked, which has been a few days, we only had 12 sold. We need more people to get in there, and I know people don't want to commit too early. So we're just inviting all the clubs. Spread the word. Actually, you don't even have to be a ham. You can just, anybody that can go to that, sign up for tickets. So if you have any questions, I'll be here for a few minutes, or you can call or email me. Katie8VYT 73.
Thanks, Russ, for that announcement. And last you reported there were 12 sold. So let's see, there's what, 36 tickets altogether?
Yeah, there was originally, but I think I was just going on the computer to check. Last I checked, there was 24 left, but I haven't pushed it in about a week, so we'll see what happens. Katie8BYT.
Okay, thanks, Russ. Maybe at the end of the net you can update that information if you want to. Okay, so this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John WO3X at the mic. Are there any other officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club. Okay, nothing heard, so this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. I'll take 5 at a time and confirm each call 1 at a time.
November 8, Alpha Charlie Papa, N8 ACP, Kristen Akron.
N8 ACP, I have you. Are you in or in and out?
X-ray Oscar.
And John, I'm in.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Go ahead, Vince. Let's see, AC8XO. Okay, I have you. Another check-in, please.
AB8OU, in and out.
AB8OU, Zeke, I have you in and out. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Another check-in, please.
W8DIS, in and out.
W8DIS, Bill, I have you in and out, 73, and have a good evening. Another check-in, please.
WA4WGA.
WA4WGA, Ray, I have you. Another check-in, please.
WA3JAT.
WA3JAT, Jim, I have you. Another check-in, please. E8YAX. KD8YAX, I have you, Forrest. And let's see how many I have there. Another check-in, please. K8PU. Okay, Larry, I have you. So let's go back up to Chris, N8ACP. Go ahead, Chris, with your comments.
Good evening, John, and all on the net. This is N8ACP. I was trying to work some DX that I hadn't had yet on 17 meters. Couldn't get them, but I did work Belgium and North Macedonia, which I thought I didn't have, but I guess I did. Worked that entity before, 17 meters, and then Slovenia on 15 meters. Janas was booming in, so not too bad. Didn't have too much time. Got rained out today at work, and so I pretty much had the afternoon off. I also managed to get a Pennsylvania repeater. Let's see, 146 Mark 445. It has a weird offset. It's a 1 meg positive, and the call sign of it's in Greenville, PA, Kilo Echo 3 Juliet Papa, and the owner is a pretty nice guy. He helped me figure out what I was doing wrong to get it programmed into the radio. So 64 miles from here, that's not too shabby. That's all the news I've got. Back to you there, W8VPV. Thanks for running the net, John, from November 8, Alpha Charlie Papa 73.
Okay, Chris. That KE3JP was a regular check-in to the Swap and Shop net, and he had some various equipment for sale there. So, I think his email address is KE3JP at ke3jp.com. I think it was .com. So I'm sure that's on QRZ if you want to contact him. So thanks for checking in there, Chris, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, next is Vince, AC8XO. Go ahead, Vince, with your comments.
Good evening, John, and everybody on the net. AC8XO, the newsletter editor. It's you got some time now. You know, it's like get your ideas in place and start scribbling. Time to get some stuff ready for the newsletter, other than the usual suspects. Anyway, that's all I got, John. I just want to get my 2 cents in. So AC8XO, back to net.
Okay, Vince, thanks. You hear that, people? not too early to get your newsletter articles in, so you don't want to keep putting it off till the last minute and then forget about it when it's too late. So get those into newsletter editor at cfarc.org. Okay, let's see. Zeke and Bill were in and out, so that takes us to Ray, WA4WGA. Ray, go ahead with your comments.
Well, good day from WA4WGA. From the thriving metropolis of Talmadge at the old folk home. On that subject, folks, I have decided to throw in the towel on the outside antenna because those folks have been BSing me for most of the time that I've been trying to get that going. I've been giving them names, ranks, and serial numbers of people they could talk to, but they've obviously not talked to anybody because I'd have heard about it if they had, so I guess I'm just stuck with 2 radios and the All-Star node drop. And I'm going to start therapy again, so I'll be able to do a better job of walking like I was walking over in Nimmer Place over there on Britain Road in Akron. Other than that, that's the long and short of it from the old folk home. And I ran into a guy from, I forget where he was, Moldova on All-Star, but I didn't get a chance to work him. Shame, really. That's it from WA4WGA.
Okay, Ray, well, sorry about that outside antenna being shut down, so hopefully you can work okay with the indoor antennas. So 73, have a good evening, and hope to hear you next week. Hopefully the therapy is a good help for you there. So thanks for checking in, and have a good evening. Okay, next was WA3JAT. Go ahead, Jim, with your comments.
W8VPV, WA3JAT. I don't have anything special tonight. Just want to say good evening to everybody on the net, and I hope you all work some new DX. I've recently worked down to the Pitcairn Islands, and very pleased to make that the VP6MW. There's a very nice write-up on her in QRZ.com. Back to you, John. W8VPV, WA3JAT.
Okay, Jim, very good. Sounds like you're doing pretty good with DX there, so have fun there. 73, and have a good evening. Okay, next was Forrest, Kilo Delta 8, Yankee Alpha X-Ray, KD8 YAX. Go ahead, Forrest, with your comments.
Comments is trying to keep the numbers up.
Okay, very good, Forrest. Thanks for keeping the numbers up. Thanks. You were number 8. Very good. Okay, 73, and have a good evening. Next is Larry, K8PU. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor.
Good evening, John. Everybody on the net. Nothing exciting here. We've sure been enjoying this nice August temperature weather. Usually it's a warm, hot time that you can't get out and do things, but this has been great. We've been enjoying getting out and walking and getting around, and pretty nice. That's about it, John. I'll catch you over in 10 meters, 9:30, so back to you. W8VPV, K8PO.
Okay, Larry. The only difference this year, though, or one difference this year, though, is that we have to mow the lawn more often, but not that much more often, so it's not too bad. So thanks for checking in, and I'll listen for you on 10 meters there, 28.360 megahertz. So that takes us to the bottom of the list. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John WO3X at the mic. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango.
Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango. I have you, Frank. Another check-in, please.
Kilo Alpha 8 Whiskey Tango Kilo.
Kilo Alpha 8 Whiskey Alpha Tango. Another check-in, please.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Quebec X-Ray KE8VQX Joe in Akron.
Okay, KE8VQX, I got you, and let me correct Bill's call there, WTK, KA8WTK, and I got you, KE8VQX. Another check-in, please.
Kilo Echo 8 Uniform Lima Alpha, this is Leo in Stowe.
Okay, Leo, I have you, KE8ULA. Another check-in, please.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Golf.
KFAG, I have you, Brian, and let's see, that's, okay, so that's 5, so let's go back up to Frank, W8EZT.
Good evening, John. Everybody out there listening in, appreciate the opportunity tonight to check in. I know you did a good job mentioning it. I was just going to touch on the picnic again. That's coming up next Wednesday, in other words, 9 days from now. I believe that's the 23rd of August. We have the facility all day at Waterworks Park. I'm going to try to get out there earlier with a radio and a battery and portable antenna and get set up and see if I can make some contacts, either DX or just around the country here. It'll be available for people to look at and play with and work with a little bit. And let's see here. We do need you to sign up, as you did say, John, so we know how much food to bring. We will have corn. We'll have hamburgers, hot dogs, and various types of pop. If you have a preference for a particular type of pop or a particular brand of burger or hot dog, by all means, let us know on the sign-up sheet. I don't know right off the top of my head when sign-up is closed off, but I would imagine it's coming up maybe by this weekend, early next week. Other than that, cross fingers, hope the weather's good, and look forward to seeing a lot of club members out there. So with that, we'll hand it back to you, John. W8EZT here. Back to net.
Okay, Frank. Thanks. And you hear that, people? It's time to make sure you sign up for the picnic and put on there how many are attending. So with that, that takes us down to Bill, KA8WTK. Go ahead, Bill, with your comments.
W8VPV, KA8WTK. Good evening, John, and everybody on the net. Not much going on. You're all right, John. We got to do more mowing. I can't believe the way the grass is growing this time of year. Usually, it's all dormant, browned out, and all I got to mow is about once every couple of weeks and knock the tops off the weeds. Not so much right now. It's actually been great for growing. Our tomato crop came in early. We've got beautiful flower gardens going, so it's we're liking it a lot. The weather's been great. Back to the net, W8VPV, KA8WTK.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I haven't had to water the plants much, especially the last few days. So that's working out well, and it seems like they grow better with the rainwater because it has more nitrogen in it from falling through the air. So that helps them too. So thanks for checking in, Bill 73, and have a good evening. Okay, that takes us to Joe, KE8VQX. Go ahead, Joe, with your comments.
W8VPV, this is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Quebec X-Ray. Hello, John, and everyone on the net. Just happy to be here. I haven't been for several weeks. Really good to hear everyone. Would really like to make the baseball game and the picnic, but I don't get my schedule until the 17th, so we'll see how that happens. Or goes. So anyway, nothing else to report here. So with that, W8VPV, this is KE8VQX, back to net control.
Okay, Joe, well, you checked in on the 7th, so it hasn't been very long. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, next is KE8ULA, going by Leo this evening. Go ahead.
Thanks, John. Good evening, everyone on the net. Yeah, Leo's my middle name, and I just figure we've got so many Jims in the club right now. Probably be easier, just call me Leo. That way, you know, when somebody says the name Jim, about half a dozen people raise their heads and say, hey, you talking to me? Or so I just figure Leo will be better. That's my middle name. So not much going on. I'm going to Canada next week for a little vacation, so I won't be able to make the picnic. The only thing Friday, I had my truck in for service. The dashboard was lit up like it was a Christmas tree. So $2,000, and 2 days later, the truck runs better and the brakes work now, but the dash still lit up like it was a Christmas tree. But I can't complain. $2,000 every now and then, still a lot less than having to go buy a new one. Prices of pickup trucks these days. That's all I got going on. So back to the net, KE8ULA.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, my brother is named Jim, and he has that problem also. So seems like my name, John, is not quite as popular with amateur radio operators as Jim is. So I don't seem to have that problem. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, next is Brian, KFAG. Brian, yeah, I'm going to be going to the Warren Tailgate Fest there. Over.
Oh, I've got an awfully busy weekend. I've got a class reunion this weekend, so I'm not going to do much of anything. But I am going to the ball game. I signed up for it during the 6-meter net yesterday, mostly while Mark was talking. He gave me enough time to at least get the info in. So, and then after that, I filled in the credit card stuff after a while. But I'm going to that. Chris, ACP, if you happen to notice, that repeater you're talking on, I believe, is the one. In fact, there's 2 of them on Western Pennsylvania that are actually on simplex. And that's why the 1 meg offset. They gave some special dispensation to a handful of repeaters in the area that they could run on simplex because there just isn't any frequency pairs left. One of them's extremely high profile. You can hear it plain as day in Akron. It's W3L something. I'd have to look on my list. But living in Warren, I listen to those guys all the time, and the one repeater did a pretty cool net on Thursday nights. It was kind of, you had a conversation with the net control guy, and it going about 5 minutes apiece, and he'd go on to the next person. It was kind of a fun net, so something to look for. I'll see if I can find that that call on the frequency for it. But other than that, not much going on. See you, John, on the net on Sunday. I will try not to do 4 in a row. I don't know where my head's been lately, but we'll get it sorted out. What is it? Is it W8VPV KFHE?
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Yeah, I'll be the net control for the next 2 Sundays, so that's how that'll work out. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, you'll have to look those up in the repeater directory or something. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John WO3X at the mic, asking for check-ins. Please call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
W8VPV, WD8MJS, Mike Juliet Sierra.
Okay, let's see, Ken. Okay, Ken, I have you, WD8MJS. Another check-in, please.
KE8 KVI, in and out.
KE8 KVI, Ron, I have you, in and out. Thanks. Another check-in, please. Okay, I got Steve and let's see, KE8 VXO. Did I get that right? KE8 VXO? Yeah, okay, yeah, WB8 VXO, okay. Let's see, how many is that? Another check-in, please.
Kilo Echo 8, Whiskey Golf Delta, in and out.
KE8 Whiskey Golf Delta, I have you in and out. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. And let's see, we'll take one more. Okay, none heard, so we'll go back up to the top of this. WD8MJS, go ahead, Ken, with your comments.
Oh, not a whole lot of comments. Might have to close windows tonight. I'm getting a little chilly, but otherwise, the rain hasn't been too awfully bad, at least in my neck of the woods. So, but yeah, I'll just let you guys go. I'm kind of in the middle of fixing supper right now. Late again, but WVPV, WD8MJS.
Okay, Ken, 73, have a good evening, and hope what you're doing there turns out okay. Okay, let's see, so that takes us to, let's see, Ron, KE8 KVI was in and out, so that takes us to Steve, K8 HMS. Go ahead, Steve, with your comments.
Yeah, hi, John. Hi, everybody. W8VPV in the net, K8 HMS. Yeah, good to hear y'all. Yeah, not much going on. Just got in the house. I was up at the store doing some shopping and keep forgetting to take my handheld with me. But anyway, yeah, just enjoying the not too bad of weather, and did end up selling my boat. Good friend of mine bought it, so I'm boatless now after 50-some years, but that's okay. So I guess that's it. Oh, yeah, and I wonder where the 9:30 net's going to be, John, since I didn't hear the announcements. Back to you, KHMS.
Yeah, it's going to be on 10 meters on 28.360 megahertz. 28.360 megahertz, plus or minus QRM, of course. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, next, WB8. I think I got one of the letters wrong in your call. I have WB8VXO. Go ahead with your comments and give me your call again.
Time. Repeater. Out.
Oh, that's funny. You didn't really time it out, Mike. Let's see. You could get, let's see, you have an advanced license right now, right? Okay. Yeah, my brother kept his first call sign, and so it's a 2x3 also like yours. So yeah, he's had that for years, decades. So works out okay. Okay. Well, good luck there with your project there, Mike, at 73, and have a good evening. Okay, let's see. KEAWGD was in and out, so this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John WO3X at the mic asking for check-ins. Please call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Okay, none heard, so I'll repeat the announcements, and then I'll give one last call for check-ins. Okay, all the members who want to go to the picnic, please go to the club website, www.cfarc.org, and on the left side of the front page there is like a chart with activities, and so scroll down to the picnic and fill in the form there so we know how much food to buy. And it's self-explanatory, so you can put on there how many are going to attend and what you anticipate the quantity of food items to be. Let's see, and also at 8 p.m. this Wednesday is a Zoom meeting on W1AW/8, which is so from September 30th to August 30th to September 5th. We can operate as W1AW/8 and make contacts at Fort Ohio. So there again, there's a 8 p.m. this Wednesday is going to be a Zoom meeting about that. So go to that to get information on how to make,
Repeater, timeout. Time. Repeater, out.
Okay, well, let me repeat the last thing about W1AW/8. Wednesday evening, 8 p.m., there's a Zoom meeting that you can go to find out how to operate as W1AW/8 and how to properly submit your logs. Let's see, and then that same day at 7 p.m. is a HamFest committee meeting. We need people to get on the HamFest committee. This isn't just for doing things on the Friday evening and Saturday morning of the HamFest, but in preparation for it, which has started already. So go to that Zoom meeting, and there are 2 email addresses that you can make a contact with to sign up to be a member of the HamFest committee. You can contact mine, which is wo3x@cfarc.org, and let me know that you want to be a HamFest committee person. KD8VYT mentioned about a baseball game, and it is on September 2nd. The game starts at 7:05 p.m. It's Canal Park, Akron, and it's the Rubber Ducks. So to buy a ticket, go to wawky.org and pay for the ticket. It's $12. And make sure you print out your receipt, your ticket. Print out your ticket because you need to take that with you to the ball game. So again, the game is on Saturday, September 2nd. Let me verify that that's Saturday. Let's see here. And the report is that, yeah, that's Saturday. The report is that there's going to be fireworks too. So That's some added excitement. Again, go to wawky.org and you can buy your ticket there. Pay for it with your credit card or whatever. I guess PayPal is valid also. This Sunday is the Warren Ham Fest Tailgate Fest, and you can look that up. Go to W8 Victor Tango Delta. Just put that into your browser, and it'll come up with the Ham Fest. There's it's going to be in Mosquito Lake State Park, which is off of Ohio Route 305. Again, that's Sunday, August 20th. Let's see here. I think that's all that I have in the way of announcements. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins. Okay, at 9:30, we will be operating the band exploration net, and it's on 10 meters this evening, so everybody can check in. So it's going to be on 28.360 megahertz, plus or minus QRM. Again, that's at 9:30, 28.360 megahertz. So, last call for check-ins. Any more check-ins? This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Okay, none heard. So in preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been John, and my call is WO3X, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net with 20 check-ins counting myself and return the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor closing the net at 9:18 p.m. local time. 7-3.
Thanks, John. Good job. We'll catch you on 10 meters in a few minutes. W8EZT.
Okay, W8EZT, this is WO3X. 7-3. Go ahead, Mike. What's the quick question? Yeah, it starts at 7 p.m. and it's on the N8XPK 6-meter repeater, which has several inputs. Let's see. I think that I am using the Medina input, which has a PL tone of 114.8, but Richfield would also work, which has a PL tone of 135.6. Over. The one PL tone used to be for the Akron input, but that input has moved to Columbiana County. So make sure that you're not using the PL tone of 107.2, because that's now in Columbiana County. So use either 136.5 or 114.8. There's also a Stone Creek input, but that's too far away. That's 123.0, and Loudonville is 110.9. So I recommend either Richfield or Medina. Over. Well, sometimes people from way out of state check in through digital means. So I'm not sure what happened with some of the links, but there was a guy from Florida was a regular check-in, KE2. Oh, now I forget his call. It's been so long. But sometimes somebody from New Jersey checks in, so we might get lucky, and while you're streaming it, we'll get some of them to check in. So okay, very good. Yeah, that starts at 7 p.m. and I use NetLogger also, and the AIM window will be up also. So 73 there, Mike, and I'm gonna take a break here to go to the before starting the 10-meter net. 73, this is WO3X. Okay, Mike, very good. 73, this is WO3X, and I'm clear this frequency.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night band exploration net. My name is John and my call is WO3X. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information to enhance net operating practices and to keep the club up to date about club happenings. This band exploration net meets every Monday at 9:30 p.m. local time, preceded by the VHF-UHF net at 8:30 and Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. The frequency of this band exploration net is on the club calendar, and next week we will be on 40 meters, around 7.187 megahertz. Plus or minus QRM. Usually the way that works is the net control operator announces the frequency on the VHF repeater shortly before the band exploration net starts. You know, in that case, the 40-meter one. Okay, when checking in, please give your call repeated phonetically, followed by your name and your location. Also, let me know if you have any comments or traffic for the net, or if you are checking in and out. I will start with announcements and then call for officers or members who have items of interest for the club. When all have checked in, I will repeat the announcements, and then I'll give one last call for check-ins. So here are the announcements. The next regular meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club will be the picnic on August 23rd. So go to the website, www.cfarc.org, to sign up for the picnic. The sign-up form is self-explanatory. And it has you enter how many are going to attend and your anticipated quantity of the food that will be that you anticipate. On Wednesday, August 16th, at 7 p.m. is the Hamfest committee meeting. Please, all are invited to that. And if you want to become a Hamfest committee member, send an email to. There's an announcement about the meeting, and in there are two email addresses. But mine is one of them. That's WO3X@CFARC.org to let me know that you want to become a Hamfest committee person. So also attend that 7 o'clock Zoom meeting and see what all is involved there. So then at 8 p.m. this Wednesday again, August 16th, is a Zoom meeting about W1AW/8, which gives Ohio an opportunity to operate as W1AW. and we can do that from August 30th to September 5th. And there'll be a presentation that will show us how to sign up for an operating segment there, and how to create a log, how to enter our contacts in the log, and in an appropriate log that makes the correct type of log file, and then how we can submit that. Again, that's 8 p.m. this Wednesday, August 16th. And that, again, is on the link for the Zoom, for both of these Zoom meetings, is on www.cfarc.org. Just go to that time and click on that, and you'll get the link for the Zoom meeting. Okay, now Russ, KD8BYT, has been mentioning about a baseball game at Canal Park on September 2nd, starting at 7:05 p.m. The Rubber Ducks will be playing there, and there will also be fireworks. So there are tickets available for purchase. Go to www.w8wky.org and purchase your ticket there, pay for it there on that site, and make sure that you print out your ticket so that you'll have it at the ball game there. Again, that's for September 2nd, 7:05 p.m. at Canal Park, and the Rubber Ducks are going to be playing then. So go to w8wky.org to buy your tickets. Let's see, that's all that I have in a way of announcements at this time. So, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John WO3X at the mic asking for check-ins. KD8YAX. I'll take us one at a time here. Go ahead, Forrest, with your comment. Okay, Forrest, very good. Thanks for checking in. You have a good signal there. Very good. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
Okay, to you. Charlie Papa, N8ACP, Chris at Akron. Just in and out, John. One for the numbers here on 10 meters. Nice signal.
Okay, Chris. I have you, Larry. Okay, Chris, N8ACP. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, I'll take us one at a time here. Let's see. Chris was in and out, so go ahead, Larry, with your comments.
Evening, John. Everybody in that. No real comments. One for the numbers. I've got to go do some things around the house here. Wife's waiting, so we'll take care of that. We'll see you guys next week. W8VPV, KTU.
Okay, thanks, Larry. And are you going to go to the picnic, you think?
Oh, is the Pope Catholic?
I think he is. So that answers that. So I'll see you there. Make sure you fill in your sign-up information there. Okay, very good. Thanks. Let's see. So this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
WA3JAT.
WA3JAT. Go ahead, Jim, with your comments.
Okay, W8VPV, WA3JAT. I hope I'm strong enough to get over to you there, John. You're awful far away. I think I can open the window and yell out, and you might, if you had your window open, you might be able to hear me. But since you mentioned the picnic, is there a site where you can see who's signed up for the picnic?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I signed up a week ago, but hopefully it went through okay. I did sign up, though. I filled out the form, so I assume it's there.
Yeah, you know, talking about that, I forgot to mention CFARC to the field during the nets here, and that there's a sign up for that. So I see that I'm signed up, and you are, and somebody else is too, last I looked. Yeah, I'll have to mention that again here during this net here.
Okay, yeah, please do. It's more people we get out to do it, the more fun it is.
Yeah, and you only have to make 5 contacts to qualify for the drawing, the random drawing. Yeah, I have you 50 to 60 over here.
Yeah, well, you're the same here. If it went any further, you'd just had an actual old style S meter. You'd bend the needle.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so you're not on the high power tonight, huh? Does that do 10 meters?
No, no, it does 15 and 40 and 6. It's just those 3 bands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good. Okay, yeah, let me write that down about CTTF. Okay, thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening.
73's, John. W8VPV, WA3JAT is clear.
Okay, Jim, very good. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John WO3X at the mic, asking for check-ins. Please call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, W8VPV.
AB8OU.
AB8OU. Good evening, Zeke. What's going on there?
AB8OU. Good evening, John, everyone. Well, not much. I was in the Zoom meeting that occurs every 2 weeks with the Mad River Radio Club. So that was why I'm in and out on 2-meter net every other week. Other than that, not much here. Basically just all these little crises and activities around the house been keeping me busy. I had someone here today to fix 3 holes in the roof. Anyway, back to you, John, AB8OU.
Holes in the roof, yeah. Yeah, let's see, the last time I had a problem, it was before we got the roof changed. I bought that, what's that stuff called? Seal, something seal, a spray can of that stuff, and that worked great. What happened is, I don't know, it seems like if the nails don't hit solid wood, you know, they're using those air guns, those air nailers, and so you can't tell if it actually went into wood or just into a blank space. And what happens then is those nails that went into a blank space between the boards start to come up, and they'll actually poke through the shingle and cause a leak. Over?
Yeah, John. Let's flip off the switch. But anyway, yeah, I said, unfortunately, I'm not up to getting up on a roof and walking around anymore, so I had to hire someone to come in and do it. I've done enough repairs over the years, some of it from raccoons digging their way through the roof. But anyway, I'll leave you go on with the net, AB8OU.
Okay, Zeke, very good. Good hearing from you there. So 73, and have a good evening. Okay, let's see. So This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins for the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Band Exploration Net. K8HMS. Good evening, Steve. What's going on there?
Yeah, hi, John. Man, I was sitting here messing around and almost forgot about this net. But anyway, yeah, not much going on. Just appreciate you running both nets, and yeah, kind of glad the nights haven't been real hot and muggy. We've been able to keep our windows open. So, yeah, and when was it? The other day I went by your house. I don't know if you heard anybody honking at you. I don't remember what day it was, but I gave you a little high with the horn there, so whether you were home or not. So, anyway, other than that, not much happening. Just playing around with special event stations and stuff as usual, and I did work a guy in Israel the other night, a New Zealand guy that must have used portable over there. So, anyway, nothing going on. Back to you, KHMS.
Do you think you're going to do CFARC to the field? Over.
Just real quick, what is it now? I kind of forgot.
On 10 meters, 2 meters, 6 meters, and the 440 band, if you go to the site, on the front page there is the events and stuff like that, more toward the left half of the page, and you'll see CTTF. And so if you click on that, it brings up a bunch of links. And one of them, Anthony rigged all this up. It's called the cheat sheet, and that has the frequencies that we're going to operate on. And so what we did was we took 10 meter FM off. Because technicians aren't permitted to operate 10 meter FM, in those frequencies. They're allowed to do phone from 10.2 to 10.4. 28.2 to 28.4 megahertz. And so now the way we have it, everybody can operate all the bands and modes that we designated there. But what we do is we go to a park and set up from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on September 13th. And so this year I'm going to set up at Wood Hollow out there east of here. And where I've been operating, it was in the Overlook Trail parking lot, which you used to drive past when you worked at down there at Lambert Buick GMC. Over.
Yeah, maybe what I can do, if I know where some of the guys are going to be, I can go out and stop by. And, yeah, if you're going to be at Overlook, why, I can, let me know and I can just stop by. But yeah, I don't have any kind of portable equipment.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm not going to be at Overlook this year. I was there the last 2 years. I'm going to be at Wood Hollow, which is out on Barlow Road, beyond Barlow Farm. Beyond Barlow Farm Park. But you can also operate from home. but the contacts are home to park and park to park or park to home, but not home to home. So you can just stay at home and operate to people in the park. Jim and Steve, and I'm not sure who else is going to join them. They're going to be in O'Neill Woods, so you'll be able to contact them real good. Over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you can work from home, yeah. And, yeah, I do know where you're talking about out there on Barlow. Yeah, so, okay. Let me look into that, and I'll keep my ears and eyes open, and, yeah, maybe just work some stuff through here from home. So, thanks, John. Thanks for filling me in, KHMS.
Okay, Steve, very good. So I probably won't hear you, but the guys in O'Neill Woods will be able to make contacts with you. So very good, thanks. Okay, so 73 there, Steve, and have a good evening. And don't forget to sign up for the picnic if you didn't yet. Over.
Okay, yep, I actually did sign up the other day.
Okay, very good, thanks. Yeah, that way we can know how much food we need to buy. Thanks. Okay, so let's see. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John WO3X at the mic asking for check-in. So this is, please call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, W8VPV.
Please check in Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango.
W8EZT, what's going on there, Frank?
John, good hearing you in there again. I did get a chance. This is odd. I'm sitting here. Maybe I've got a bad ground. Something is making noise. Let me try turning the power down. Oh, poor God. All right, is that better? Can you still hear me, John?
Oh, yeah, I can still hear you.
All right, I might get a speaker here going nuts. I may have a bad ground or something. Got to look into that. Let's see here. I have not signed up for the parks event yet. I will get to that in the next day or two. I've just had a lot of other stuff going on, as you can tell. I did get over this afternoon and talk to Daryl and pick up the club stuff for the picnic. We have infinite amount of water. We're probably going to have to discuss this Wednesday during the Hamfest planning meeting also. So, matter of fact, maybe we need to get an officer trustee meeting in there to plan this out. We only have a week to go, and there's a lot of work that Pat did that nobody's doing right now, or at least I don't know about it. So anyway, other than that, life is good. We have, as I say, all our club stuff back. I'll inventory that and send email out to all the officers tomorrow. And other than that, look forward to seeing everybody at the picnic in a week. So hope to see you there. That's all I got right now. W8EZT. I'll hand it back to you, John. Thanks for what you're doing.
Okay, well, I'll hear you on the Zoom meeting there Wednesday at 7 p.m., the Hamfest committee meeting. And then again, maybe you'll be on or not. At 8 p.m. is the W1AW Stroke 8 that goes from August 30th to September 5th. For that puts Ohio operation as W1AW. So that's going to be at 8 p.m. and Anthony will be explaining about the how to log the contacts and how to correctly submit a log. It's not a text file, and it's not the other kind that ordinarily for contests is ADI or something like that. Over.
Yeah, I do remember him saying that. I think most of the time people use Cabrillo, but ADIF is required here. But good, I will try to look through that and see. I haven't decided whether I'll sign up for an hour of running W1AW or not. I had problems with my 80-meter antenna, and I have not had a chance to get out there and see what it is. So, and I've got a speaker acting a little weird right now that I got to look into. But we'll see what happens then. But thanks very much. Appreciate it, John. I will again hand it back to you and see who else is out there. W8EZT back to that.
Okay, Frank, very good. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins.
KA8WTK.
Okay, wait, I got 2 there. KE8YIR, and there was somebody else?
KA8WTK.
KA8WTK. Okay, I'll get back with you in a moment, Bill. Okay, KE8WIR, go ahead with your comments. Okay, Mark, I made the correction there, KE8YIR, Mark and Hudson. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, next is Bill, KA8WTK. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, W8VPV, KA8WTK. I'm on my low-power ICOM 703 tonight. Comment, Mark in Hudson? Sound really good down here in Talmadge. So, the rig's working very well, and the audio is very nice and clear. You were talking about the overlooked park there, John, and I've been trying to figure out where WCUE's transmitter towers used to be down around in there, and I don't know if it's where they built those houses, or if Overlooked Park used to be the WCUE transmitter site property. If you go back and walk that trail, there's a concrete pylon is what I guess you could call it back in the woods, and you can see it from the trail. It might have been a base for a tower or an anchor. There's a little pylon and a pad. I don't know, do you remember where that might be down in there by chance?
No, I haven't been around here that long, only since 2003. But that pad you're talking about, yeah, that would make sense that it's an anchor for a guy wire or guy cable, because I thought I heard people say that those antennas and the transmitter were on the west side of Cuyahoga Street or Northampton Road, whatever they call it at that point. Not far from the intersection where Sackett Avenue ends. Over?
Yeah, that's basically what I remember, was you went down, they were on Sackett Avenue on the left-hand side as you were headed for Cuyahoga Street. And just past the cemetery. Cemetery's on your right as you go down Sackett, and then there's some houses they built in there, and then there's that park. And it's down in there somewhere, and I've been trying to place it, been trying to figure it out by research on the net, and can't find it. It's one of those little things that's kind of tickling the back of my brain, trying to figure it out. And the other thing is, I thought it once, at least years ago, when we went into net mode on 2 meters with the controller we had back then, it turned there was an option to turn off the timeout timer so that long-winded comment could be made. Now, apparently we don't have that available on this controller, or we don't have it turned on. Just a suggestion. Maybe we want to turn off the timeout timer for the 2-meter net. Back to you, John. W8VPV, KA8WTK.
W8EZT.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
Hi, Bill. Good hearing you in there. The band is kind of quiet tonight, so I can hear you pretty good, though you're a little bit soft coming in here. We'll get to the WCUE tower in a minute. I used to play around down there. As far as the repeater, I am happily and willing to accept ideas and recommendations and suggestions for improvements and changes into the repeater controller. This was originally something we migrated probably 2 or 3 controller types of brands under your ham radio bill, as long as you've been a ham. So this is a very different controller than probably what you're familiar with. I'm sure we can change the timeout timer. We can even remove it. Yours is not the first request, so it is on the list. I guess I'd like to just talk to users of the repeater and see, do we want to make it 5 minutes? Do we want to make it 8 minutes? I think we go up to 9 minutes or turn it off. I'm comfortable doing whatever the club wants to do, and obviously if we have to change it, we can go back and change it again. But as far as WCUE, yeah, if you go towards Cuyahoga Street on Sackett Avenue, you'll pass the parking lot for that Overlook Park, and then there's a trail that wanders back in there. And I believe after that on the left-hand side, which would be south, there's a new housing development that works out towards there. That, I believe, is where the antenna was. I remember playing around in there as a kid 2 or 3 times. And then one time I was there and some engineer came out or somebody came out and started yelling at us, and we took off out of there, and that was about the last time I was there. But I remember sometimes you could go down into the valley, that park that you pass just before you go over the rise, and look up and see the lights off over the edge. Hope that's of some help. One of these days I'll have to go out and see if I can find that mount, that concrete abutment you were talking about. W8EZT, back to whoever wants to take it.
Well, let me get back to you, Frank. W8EZT, K8WTK. Yeah, I was just thinking during when we're doing net operations that the timer might need to be longer, not the rest of the time. I think it's fine the rest of the time. But and thanks for the information about what you remember. I'm going to have to go down there and look around some more. If you walk the Overlook Trail, you'll see that you walk it. It comes down. It's a loop. You walk down a straight path and then make a left and go that direction clockwise around it. And keep your eyes over to the right. You'll see it before you actually get to the Overlook. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, back to net control. W8VPV, K8WTK.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with W03X John at the mic. Oh, okay. So yeah, when I go for my walk, I come down Sackett Hills Drive, and then I go into the Overlook Trail, and I go counterclockwise, and then I take a path. I go to the Overlook, and then I continue, and I take a path that goes over to Calvert Drive. So I miss that part on the left there. You know, if you go clockwise around there. Okay, you know what? Next time I go down there, I'll look there and to the right as I'm going clockwise around that loop and see if I can see that. Thanks for that information, Bill. Let's see, anything else there, you guys?
I'm good. Thanks, John.
Okay, thanks, Frank, for that information. And Bill. Okay, very good. Thanks. Okay, so with that, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. WB8CXO, Mike, go ahead with your comments. Okay, Mike, thanks. Thanks for checking in. 73, have a good evening. Okay, let's see. I'll repeat the announcements right now, then I'll give one last call for check-ins. Okay, so if you go to www.cfarc.org, there's on that front page there, on the left side is kind of like a chart of activities. And so one activity that I forgot to mention is CTTF, which is Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club to the Field. Okay, we're going to be doing that on September 13th. Instead of a meeting, we're going to be out in the field doing radio operations. And so if you click on that highlighted CTTF, it'll take you to a page of links, and you can look at the activation list and see what park is still available to activate, and choose that, and then take your equipment out and operate. Again, that's going to be on September 13th instead of a meeting. It's going to be from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Okay, then way before that is this Wednesday, there's 2 Zoom meetings, one at 7 o'clock, one at 8 o'clock p.m. The 7 o'clock one is about the Hamfest Committee, and so click on the link for that and attend the Zoom meeting. And what we're looking for is Hamfest Committee people. Right now there's only a few people on the Hamfest Committee. We need several more. So if you're interested in becoming a Hamfest Committee person, send an email message to me, wo3x@cfarc.org, and we'll get you included on the list. And but also attend that Zoom meeting at 7 p.m. this Wednesday. Go to the calendar, click on the link to get the Zoom meeting link. Let's see, and then at 8 o'clock is about our Ohio from August 30th to September 5th will operate as W1AW stroke 8, and so at 8 o'clock this Wednesday there'll be an explanation about how to how to log the contacts and how to create the correct file to submit the contacts. It's not a Cabrillo file for this, it's a ADIF. So that will be explained there. Again, that's Wednesday at 8 p.m. Let's see, and then Russ, KD8VYT, mentioned about a baseball game at Canal Park on September 2nd at 7:05 p.m., and there'll be fireworks also. So if you want to go to that, go to w8wky.org to buy your ticket. They're $12, and there's still a good quantity of tickets left. So again, w8wky.org to buy your ticket, and make sure that you print out the ticket so that you'll have it with you when you go to attend the game. Let's see here. So, on August 23rd, that's Wednesday of next week, we will not have an activity meeting. Instead, the activity will be the club picnic. So go to www.cfarc.org, and you on that front page there, you'll see the picnic sign-up sheet. So sign up so that we know how many are going to attend, so that we know how much food to get. So the form is self-explanatory, and we will be closing that down soon. So hurry up and sign up for that. You have to be a paid-up member to attend that. Let's see. So that's all that I have in the way of announcements. So with that, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins. Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins. Okay, not hearing any, I will, in preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. As mentioned earlier, this band exploration net meets every Monday at 9:30 p.m. Next week, the frequency will be on or about, it will be on 40 meters, on or about 7.187 megahertz, but it will be announced on the VHF repeater close to the time when the net starts what actual frequency we will be on. Again, that's on 40 meters. Please feel free to check in regularly, even if only for a moment. All comments are welcomed and valuable to us. This has been John, and my call is WO3X, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net and return the frequency to normal customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, closing the net at 10:12 p.m. local time, with 11 check-ins counting myself. 73.
W8VPV. Repeater. Monday, August 14. W8DES repeater. W8WKY repeater PL1 14.8. W8WKY